Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Life Stories. My name is Trent and I hope you guys are doing awesome as always. Today we got some stories coming right at you from Reddit/entitledparents. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first story of the day is titled, Motorcycle Cowboys. Finally experienced my own EM and EKs in the wild. Honestly, before this, I always thought the stories here might be just a little made up. I mean no offense to any OPs, I just couldn't fathom people actually acting the way they're portrayed here. So, I was deeply involved in a home improvement project, one that required me to turn both the power and water off. I'm laid off right now due to COVID-19, but my wife is still working. The plan was that I would accomplish my task when she was at work and have everything buttoned back up by the time she got home. Things were going good until I realized I needed a few odds and sods, and a run to the local hardware store 20 minutes from my house was in order. As the required items were small and it was a sunny day, I rode my motorcycle. I got there, got my stuff, and came out to leave, where I found a mother and presumably twin boys standing next to my bike. I thought they were twins, same size, same shape, matching outfits, dressed like cowboys, hats and holsters, right down to the little mini cowboy boots. I suppressed a smirk at their outfits. I've been riding for about 35 years, so I know motorcycles often garner attention, often from children, and as an avid enthusiast, I promote the sport. After all, it was a similar interaction when I was a young boy that fueled my lifelong passion for riding. That being said, I have minimal patience for small carbon-based life forms under the age of, say, 35. The one kid is yelling, "Motorbike!" and the other kid is making vroom vroom sounds. EM says that her sons like motorcycles, and I politely acknowledge this, putting my purchases in my saddlebags, and start putting my helmet on. Sensing that I'm leaving, the kids start saying they want to sit on it, and both start trying to climb on it, coming dangerously close to the header and exhaust pipes, which I know will be very hot. I step closer and say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." EM goes 0 to 100 in a nanosecond and screams at me for talking to her kids that way. No one talks to her kids like that. No one says no to them, obviously. I literally said just those 3 words. You'd think a freaking cowboy would understand, whoa. EM says that he just wants to sit on it and lifts one of them up to hoist him aboard. He doesn't know what to do with his feet, and he kicks his hard-soled cowboy boots into my gas tank. Once aboard, the other one screams he wants to ride too, and EM hefts him aboard. He also does a tap dance on my paint job. Now, if you're not a part of the motorcycle community, you may not understand that there's etiquette, that you don't sit on someone else's motorcycle without their permission. It's sort of like if you were in a parking lot and you like someone's car, and you want to sit in the front seat. You wouldn't do that without asking. But I'm willing to let that go, because we have 2 young, excited boys on our hands. So, both cowboys are now on my bike, and they're twisting things and kicking things, and just being little crappy boys, as boys will be. However, I'm on a schedule. Remember, my house is sitting there with no power and no water, and my wife is due home in 2 hours. So, after a suitably generous time letting these 2 little kids play around, I tell EM that I have to leave. Both cowboys immediately pitch a fit, saying they want to go for a ride. EM tells me to take them for a little ride around the parking lot. 2 problems. My motorcycle only really has a 1-seat, although it does have a luggage rack behind the seat that I suppose could carry a small human in a pinch. I also only have my own helmet, so thrill rides are definitely out. I tell EM this, and she says, "Oh, it'll be okay, just do it right now." I refuse and ask her to remove her children immediately. She threatens to get the manager of the hardware store. I say, "Go ahead, what the heck is he gonna do?" I reiterate the fact that I want her to remove her children from my motorcycle immediately. Now she threatens to phone the cops, to which I think, go ahead, what the heck are they going to do? Seeing no immediate action from her, I step forward and grab the first little cowboy, meaning to lift him off my bike. EM simply shrieks at me to unhand her child. She actually used the word unhand. It made me laugh out loud. I said fine, but take them off immediately, as I have to leave. She finally did so, and I hopped on and started the engine, which I admit is quite loud. Both little Cowboys immediately covered their ears and started crying. These little stinkers want to go for a ride and don't like loud pipes? I took off, came home, finished my project getting the power and water on literally 5 minutes before my wife arrived. When she came home, I was telling her of my story about this incident when my phone rang, and it was the local police service. EM had actually reported me to the police via my plate number and said that I was operating a motorcycle in a reckless manner, endangering her children. The cops said because they didn't respond to the scene that I wouldn't receive a citation, but it was more of a courtesy call. I explained the whole situation back to him, including the part about her wanting me to take the kids on a ride, and his tone immediately changed. He said that things made a lot more sense now hearing my side. He thought the whole story sounded a little bit fishy. Nothing more would come of it. From this day forward, I would never again doubt anything I read on this sub. EMs are out there, people. Be careful. Well, you know what they say, OP. You never forget your first. Karen! I meant first Karen, of course. Why would I mean something else? I'm sorry. Moving along, our next story is titled, EM and EK Try to Take a Chocolate Shake for Which I Paid. So, this happened earlier today. My apologies for any formatting errors. I'm typing this up on my phone. Our cast. Neighbor, R, me, entitled mom, EM, entitled kid, EK, convenience store clerk, C, cashier, C2. My neighbor, R, and his wife had a big birthday party today for their 5-year-old daughter. He even went and got a huge blow-up water slide for the kids. When he went with his wife and daughters to return the slide to the person they rented it from, their car broke down. I got a message from them asking if I could pick them up since I drive an SUV and could accommodate all of them, including 2 car seats. I said sure, no prob, and headed out. On the way home, I asked them if they needed to stop anywhere to pick up anything. I needed cigs, so I told them it wouldn't be an issue if they needed me to stop off somewhere. R said he needed cigs too. I stopped at the local convenience store. When we were getting out, the oldest daughter asked if she could get a milkshake. Her mom told her no, they didn't have the extra money for that right now, what with having to pay for them having their car towed home. When we got inside, I asked R what kind of milkshakes his girls liked, that I was going to get them as a treat for being good after having to deal with the car breaking down and all. He said I didn't have to do that, but I told him it wasn't a big deal, it was just a milkshake, and I wanted to do it. We walked over to the order screen and he ordered 2 chocolate shakes, one with whipped cream, one without. I got my order slips and headed to the cashier. Now, at this store, you place the order, pay for the order, then pick up your food/beverage. R had already bought the cigs, so he waited there for the shakes while I went to pay. I chatted with the clerk, paid for my stuff, and turned back to the counter to get the shakes. And then, things got weird. R asks, hey, what were those order numbers again? 106 and 108, I said. I thought so. Hey, that's my shake. This was directed to a kid who had grabbed a chocolate shake off the counter. My mom said I could have a chocolate shake, and this one's just sitting here. It's mine now. That's not how it works, kid. Give me the shake. You didn't pay for it. My mom said, enter EM. What are you doing? Why are you yelling at my son? I paid for that shake. You didn't. I have the order slip. He can't just walk up and grab something off the counter like it's his. Well, I haven't ordered his yet, so just let him have this one. You can order another one for yourself. Like you really need it, she mutters. Now, peeps, I'm a bit curvy, but I am in no way, shape, or form obese. And even if I was, you don't take someone's shake. R says, oh, crap. Excuse me? What the hell did you say? I tell her. The cashier chimes in. Here's your second shake. Wait, where's the first one? Is something wrong? This was said as she saw me staring down EM. Lady, I have already paid for both of those shakes. And not that it's your business, but neither are for me. They're for his daughters. So, your son can put the damn shake down, and you can walk the hell away from me, or you're going to see what a chocolate shake enema feels like. EM, now looking at the clerk, she just threatened me. You need to call the cops. I can't believe she's trying to take away my son's shake. Lady, she ordered and paid for them, not you. And I didn't hear a threat, did you? He looks at the other cashier. Nope, he says. "I want my shake," said the kid. "I'm going to call the cops on you for threatening me," said EM. "Go ahead," I say. "I'm sure these awesome workers will also call them on you for theft of a milkshake. Last chance, lady, either your kid puts the shake back on the counter, or you will be leaking chocolate syrup out your behind for days." EM grabs the shake from her son, slams it on the counter so hard it exploded all over the clerk and the counter. When she realized what she had done, she grabbed her son's arm and yanked him out the door, running for her car. The poor clerk was covered in chocolate shake. The cashier went behind the counter to make a new shake, and the clerk left for the back to try and clean herself up. I felt so bad for the clerk, but the cashier said her shift was ending in less than 30 minutes, so she was going home shortly and could get a shower. I thanked them both for the shakes and for sticking up for me, and R and I went out to the car. He told his wife the story, and she laughed so hard I thought she would fall out of the car. She had seen EM and EK running out of the store. Hey, we've seen a lot of different ways to shut down Karens. I guess it was only a matter of time before we add chocolate milkshake enema to that list. And with that out of the way, we are all out of time for today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank all of you, as usual, for tuning in to the latest episode of Life Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Reddit content coming your way. My name is Trent, and I hope to see you guys soon.